Hey y'all, how are y'all doing tonight? I want to hop on tonight, and every night I have been posting about disabilities or how we feel or how our family has made us feel, right? So tonight's topic is going to be about when you became disabled, were you worried? So that is a big question. And the biggest question is when you became disabled, were you worried about, now that could be like about your finances or about how you were going to handle going to all your new doctor's appointments? That opens a big can of worms, don't it? For the questionnaire of when you became disabled, were you worried? I know when I became disabled, I was worried to death, like severely worried to death. I was worried that I was going to lose my identity, my self worth. That's what I was worried about. And the reason I say that is because you go from being a business owner making from 90,000 up to 250,000 a year. I had a cleaning business, so it was, up and down like that all the time. But it put me into a state of severe depression. I was worried about my self-worth because I had built myself up so high being an independent woman, raising 3 children on my own. And here, after I raised my 3 children, I became disabled. And that's not the lifestyle that I was looking for at all. Worrying about my self-worth, worrying about my identity and who I was going to become being disabled. It puts you in a whole different category, don't it? I know it did for me. Excuse me, my dryer's gonna be going off, so y'all just kind of ignore the beeping sound, okay? You might even have questioned your own values of how you were going to be able to see yourself in socially. You were going to have to schedule all these doctor's appointments, being able to handle all of this, going in there and trying to tell this doctor how you are disabled now and what is making you disabled, because they look at you crazy when you go in there the first couple times. They're like, oh yeah, you're just wanting money. It ain't about the money, not on disability, is it? No. They don't give you enough to even buy groceries for the month, and that's the God's truth. But your ability to work again, did you ever think about that you were going to get to work again? 1 second, let that. Okay, there it goes. Did you ever think you were going to be able to work again? I know for me, I was going through ankle replacement surgery, and I had a back that was shattered. So I knew for a fact I couldn't ever go back into the cleaning industry because that was going to be way too hard on my body. There's just no way. Also, it puts fear and anxiety into the whole ball game of how you are feeling, because now you have become disabled. You're having to go to doctor's appointments. You are socially having to tell your friends that you are disabled, or if you have friends or your family, you're having to tell the doctors you're disabled, and they're looking at you saying, well, why are you disabled? What's wrong with you? And it's putting a lot of fear and anxiety into the whole situation. It's wondering how you're going to navigate, and not navigate just yourself, but navigate your life. Navigate and manage your health. You're going to have to navigate and manage your finances. And not just that, but you're going to have to navigate your future. What do you see your future going to be? Did anyone ever think about that when they became disabled? I know I didn't. All I was worried about was when they were going to pay me. My health insurance was the biggest part because I could care less about the money at the time. I had some money stashed back. But a lot of us didn't have that. A lot of us don't have that going into disability situation. I was worried about the health care was my biggest, because I was needing to have 8 different surgeries just on my ankle. So it was pretty bad. The biggest thing was grief and loss. Did you feel those grief and did you feel loss? I felt grief. I felt a lot of loss. And let me explain how I felt grief. Grief don't have to feel because someone has passed on. Grief can be several different things. Grief can be from losing your finances, losing your job, losing everything that you worked your butt off for. I had a cleaning business that I built up by myself, okay? I raised my children on that, and I was very, very proud of that. Being an independent mom by myself, raising 3 children on my own, I felt a lot of grief and a lot of loss, because that was my baby. I built it up and I lost it all when I became disabled. It was very hard to accept. I lost my physical ability to do things that I used to love to do. I lost my mindset. And it really tore me up inside. It really did, guys. I'm being straight up honest with you. So I was curious on how many people have felt this way when they said they had to become disabled. When you became disabled, where were you? Did you worry about the situation? I know I worried about my situation. Did you lose your identity? Did you lose your self-worth? Have you ever thought about those questions? Have you ever just sat down with a notebook and a pen and wrote down that? What was my identity at the time when I became disabled? What was my self-worth when I became disabled? How was I affected by becoming disabled? A lot of us don't think about that. And what it does, it affects us mentally. That's where the mental health comes involved. We mentally want to fix it all, and we can't fix it. Because why? We're disabled now, and we are fighting chronic diseases. We have major illnesses wrong with us, and we can't do what we used to do. So that big time affects our mental health. So what y'all's homework is tonight is to sit down with a notebook and pen and write down, where were you at the time you became disabled? Think about your self-worth. Think about your identity. Think about how you felt on fear, anxiety, your finances, and what you were going to do for the future. That's your homework for tonight. Okay? Do that for me. Come back, drop me a comment, let me know. God bless. I love you all.